Welcome back to Nerd Network, where we talk all things pop culture. I'm Jaden, this is Jared, and today we're talking about a Minecraft movie, what it could have been, and our thoughts before seeing it and after.
Want to go
So,
first? I've got very little.
okay, I've played Minecraft significantly more than he has. It was like kind of the game. It's, I'd probably say it's probably one of my favorite games. Just putting that out there.
For game.
Yeah, okay, it's my comfort game. So he's gonna talk first, and then I'm gonna talk just because I know more.
Yeah. I've got less than 200 hours of Minecraft played across all platforms: Xbox, PC, PS5. But my friend here informed me what they were going to do with this movie, as far as just the process of making it and directing it and whatnot.
Because here's the thing, just putting this out here as a base for both of our arguments. This movie was announced 11 years ago. 11. Just putting that out there.
I had no idea that. No idea.
Anyways.
But what it could have been, it seems like, is a more grounded. I know saying grounded in a Minecraft film is kind of strange, but like it could have been more of a dark fantasy film with a CG Steve. And what you told me, those who were sucked into the game, that they were live action characters, but Steve was CG, which to me makes the most sense. Or just a fully CG movie. I don't understand why we need people in a Minecraft world, but that's not for me to decide.
We don't.
So I think just as a viewer who's played very little of Minecraft, I appreciate good movies, and I feel like this movie, even not even seeing it yet, could have been better made that way.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm upset about it. I think it's gonna be like a 6.5 out of 10. I love Jason Momoa. I'm excited for him as Lobo. I think as I've grown up, Jack Black's humor is kind of not funny to me anymore, so I'm not expecting much out of Jack Black. Really, I'm just going for Momoa.
Yeah.
That's about it. So,
okay. So this movie was announced 11 years ago, back in 2014. I've been playing this game for probably near 15 years, about somewhere around there. I'm not going to do the math right now. So it was originally announced in 2014. The original director was Sean Levy, also known as the director from Stranger Things. I don't want to talk about that. Anyways.
Huh? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that show sucks.
Okay. Anyways, he was originally the director for about 3 or 4 months before some backlash with his head of Mojang at the time, and he left the project. They brought in another director. I don't remember who. I think it was Rob McElhenney. They brought in another director. At that point, it was going to be a fully CG movie, completely kind of like Minecraft Story Mode back on Netflix, which was highly regarded in the Minecraft. Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay, it was basically like this. There was this story, and it was one of those things where you pick the actions, and whatever you pick, it was a Netflix playable,
like a Telltale game.
But it was playable, and it was like a video. Like they would have like these whole scenes play out, and at the end you could choose what the action. It was good. It was good. It was gonna be something like that. Probably better animation. It was like $150 million budget. It was up there, and then a new CEO stepped in, or maybe no. I don't remember exactly what happened with that one. I think the director left. No, that was the fantasy one. I think. Anyways, something happened. That one died out. Then, I think this one was the one that was Rob McElhenney was brought in to do the version of it that was like a dark fantasy, more grounded, less bright, more realistic, and like more down to earth Minecraft movie with the CG Steve, and everyone else that was in it was realistic. It looked like it was going to be a little bit more like almost like that D&D movie that came out a few years ago. It was going to be something like more fantasy, more medieval, more adventure. And that's another thing I didn't mention. The Sean Levy version was supposed to be like the Goonies, but with Minecraft. Especially in whole, the movie has, up until now, the movie has always been like an adventure movie.
Which it should be.
It should, because that's what Minecraft is. Like, there's an end goal, but even after that, you just do whatever. Like, it's a sandbox game. That's what it's supposed to be. Anyways, I think right after that one was like actually had started production. There's probably some like part of a script out there for the fantasy one. The movie died out because a new CEO had stepped in and kind of paused it and let it slowly die. Then the current director, I believe his name is Ryan Hess, stepped in, and within a few months after he got there, it was announced that Jason Momoa would be the lead in the movie, which I'll talk about that more later, but it doesn't seem like he is based on the trailers, so that's interesting. He would be the lead in the movie, and then there were some clips released, some story stuff, and then all leading up to, I think, last year, 2024, May, it was announced that Jack Black would be playing Steve, which came with a lot of backlash that they chose to ignore.
As it deserves.
I think originally in one of the films, Steve Carell was announced as the lead, and he was going to be the one who played Steve.
Makes more sense.
But yeah, even when it was a CG character, which is another thing. No matter who voiced Steve, he should have been a CG character. I think the story they're going for with this movie is that Steve was originally from the real world, based on what I've seen in the trailers, was originally from the real world, found Minecraft, and chose to live there because it was freeing or whatever. I just think the potential this movie had, no matter which adaptation before the one we're at right now, would have been so much better than what we're going to end up with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this one, like, based on the trailers, this one feels like a Zoolander movie, like, type movie, or like Anchorman or Dumb and Dumber. Like it. Yeah. It doesn't feel like a Minecraft movie. It just feels
they're all good movies, so watch that.
Okay, yeah, no, they're all great movies. I'm saying, like, it just feels like let's say, like Zoolander 2. Movie. Like Zoolander 2, which was not a good movie.
Yeah.
It feels like a joke. It doesn't feel like anyone in it is taking it seriously, except for Jack Black, because apparently he logged, like, over 1,000 hours while filming the movie. Yeah. He got an Xbox in his trailer, downloaded it, and got like over 1,000 hours while filming.
Like a method actor,
I guess. But here's the thing: I don't hate Jack Black. He was great in the Mario movie as Bowser.
Yeah, he has a great voice.
Yeah. It's almost like they should have done a CG. Anyways,
I would have much rather had Steve Carell, if it had to be live action, Steve Carell over Jack Black.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, if it was voice actor, probably actually would still have Steve Carell.
Yeah, I mean, Steve Carell can do so many voices. Like, I mean, I forget that he does Gru sometimes. Like, I forget that that's him because he just he does it so well.
He can act. I mean, this is not a Steve Carell praise session, but Steve Carell can act so many different roles.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Beautiful Boy. Did you watch that?
I haven't seen it, but I've heard
him and Chalamet. I'm not a Chalamet fangirl, but
Chalamet.
I mean, Steve Carell in that movie, I mean, he gives the most heart-wrenching performance that a fake father could give. And I have no daddy, so.
Everything I've seen Steve Carell and I've loved. And Jack Black, I like.
Nacho Libre and Schoolhouse Rock, or whatever it is.
Yeah, and then there's another one he's in. I think it's like, it's a romance movie that he's in that was really good that I've seen. I don't remember which one it is.
It's a topic we should do is, actors acting out of their like normality.
Oh yeah, like comedy actors playing serious roles.
Yeah, that's a good topic.
Anyways, as of the Minecraft movie we got, I personally am not really
excited.
No, my hopes aren't up. I'm not like, oh, this is gonna be cool. It feels like a gag movie, like you said. It feels like something that they just made because it was announced. I mean, honestly, it's a miracle we're even getting the movie because it was announced 11 years ago. Most projects wouldn't even make it this far, other than like the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, which was announced around the same time. Yeah. Most projects don't make it past like 4 or 5 years before they're just canceled if they go nowhere. So it's a miracle we're even getting it. But I do think that what we could have gotten is going to be 10 times, would have been 10 times better than what we actually got. Or are getting. We haven't seen it.
It could be funny. It could be great. We have no idea. What's the runtime on it? Do we know?
I can look at it. But, no, so here's what I'm thinking the movie's going to be. There are some theories that it's just going to be Jack Black explaining Minecraft for the entire movie. It's an hour and 40 minutes. I mean, how much can you really do? I don't know. There's a theory that it's just going to be Jack Black explaining the way Minecraft is played.
Like,
yeah, in the
with
the trailers.
Maybe a
like Chicken Jockey.
Maybe a 30-minute final battle scene in the Nether.
That's another thing. They introduced the Piglins as the main villains for this movie. Like, they're going to be the ones that are, like, the big bads.
Yeah.
In one trailer. I think if I remember correctly, there's only been one trailer where he talks about the Piglins, talks about their, like, king or whatever. I don't remember his name. And then after that, they never talked about them. They haven't talked about them in any of the other trailers. They've really leaned into the comedy factor of the movie.
Well, of course they have, because just like we said in our last podcast about Doomsday, go watch it. Movies these days are just lacking. They're lacking the meat.
They're lacking substance.
And I mean,
like, you'll get a good movie every like 3 or 4 years, and it's normally not big corporations.
They're appealing to the casual fan.
Yeah. But with that being said, a Minecraft movie, sorry.
What?
It doesn't make any sense from what I've heard about it so far.
I don't like it.
Because somehow Steve has been in the Minecraft world for however long he's been in there. It looks like 75 years.
That's an issue I have. Just let me point out, like cosmetic wise, Jack Black is short, overweight, gotta be in his 50s, gray hair. Steve is, I mean, if I was a normal guy guessing how old Steve is in his mid-20s, and Steve is he's either like medium build or like skinny.
No, he's supposed to be like buff.
He's blocks.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, there's a Minecraft lore book.
Okay, shut up. All I'm saying is that he's not Steve is not round. Right?
No, he's not. I don't think Jack Black was the right casting for it.
Timothée Chalamet. Honestly,
not
I
terrible.
said that as a joke, but it kind of makes sense. Young.
Timothée Chalamet,
young,
Tom Holland.
Fit. No, not Tom Holland.
Okay.
We'll get to that in a different video, but not Tom Holland.
I like Tom Holland.
Not until I see Brand New Day, which is also.
Have you ever seen Cherry?
Video. Is that where he gets?
No.
Okay,
No.
all right.
It's a good movie. We'll talk about it some other time. Anyways, I'm not going into this movie with high hopes because nothing they've given us in the trailers has given me a reason to go into it with high hopes. It's all just stupid comedy for no reason, no apparent reason. Like, and it just feels like as someone who's played Minecraft for so long, it kind of feels like they're just what?
You're really putting the nerd in Nerd Network, buddy. I have no idea.
You're the one who wanted to talk about this movie.
I just it was an idea for a small little video. I mean, so like what this feels like is your Minecraft is my avatar.
Yeah, it pretty much is.
Fair.
He loves Avatar, and I like it.
James Cameron, I mean, I also love everything.
Did you hear I'll tell you later.
What? Fire and Ash?
Yeah. Did you see the clip? Okay.
Wait, clip?
I'm pretty sure he showed
it.
he showed like a clip at like the con, the CinemaCon.
When was that? Recently?
It's going on right now. Like there's CinemaCon is all this week in California.
Look it up now.
I heard of it.
Stupid bastard James Cameron.
Anyways, yeah. So Minecraft is a pretty big thing to me, and I feel like it's kind of this movie's just kind of mocking it. It doesn't feel like it's like
Well, okay, but you gotta think about okay, so I know we've talked a lot about target audience in our last podcast about Doomsday. Target audience, I mean, people who play Minecraft, yes, you have your hardcore fans who are older, but the majority of Minecraft players are younger. I feel like this would be like them putting out a Fortnite film and older players expecting a lot from it. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a kids movie.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not disrespecting
No, it's
your
fine.
interest, but
I
I'm
understand
saying,
what
like,
you're saying, and
yeah.
I do think that's partially the problem with the movie is, and why it's getting so much backlash before it even came out is the fact that, like you said, there's so many fans like me that have been playing it for 10 plus years that are expecting like a true to the game Minecraft movie, and instead they're making a movie for kids.
Yep.
And it's probably gonna perform really well with kids, and it's probably the target audience, but it's the same thing with Doomsday, is they're just not appealing to
The right audience.
the fans that have been with them for years.
Yep.
Like, I mean, this if this movie came out 9 years ago after it was announced, I mean that some of the people who are older now would have been
Kids.
the current target
I
audience,
mean, you would have been
and back then they were planning on doing a Goonies style movie.
you been 10.
Yeah,
Or 9, yeah.
that would have been
yeah,
10.
yeah.
But like that's the crazy thing is that I think that's the biggest issue I have is the fact that even 9 years ago or 11 years ago when it was first announced, they were planning to make a darker Goonie style movie, or which eventually evolved into a fantasy movie. And then somewhere along the process, they decided, yeah, let's not do that. Let's make it like a slapstick comedy. And that doesn't make, I don't understand why they made that creative decision.
Well, I mean, to appeal to the to the audience.
Yeah,
I mean,
but that's the thing is if 9 years ago, if they were going to appeal to an audience, they were choosing to appeal to an older audience then, why not keep that? That's what I'm saying. Is I don't understand at what point they switched. Because those are two very different
Probably when
things.
they switched directors 3 times.
4 times.
4 times.
Yeah.
I mean, it just kind of trickled down the way. It's like, oh, I care about this. I kind of do. I don't really. Let's just laugh about it,
I feel like that's a thing is like, I mean, even in like press interviews, every clip I've seen on the press tour, they have not been talking about the Minecraft movie. Like I've seen a clip of them talking about Lobo. I saw them talking about Paul Rudd and Jack Black's upcoming film. I think it's called like Anaconda. Like I mean, they've talked about everything but the Minecraft movie in the press tour, and it just feels like they're not. It doesn't feel like it's coming from someone or people who actually care about the source material, which I think is going to be its big issue. But with that being said,
I guess we'll see.
we're going to see it in a little under 3 hours. And we're gonna cut here in probably a couple minutes to our reactions after seeing a Minecraft movie.
I'm gonna give it as a casual fan. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's gonna be a 6 out of 10. Like I'm
As a hardcore fan, I'm gonna say it's gonna be a 3 out of 10.
I'm gonna laugh here and there, but in the end, I'm gonna feel like unfulfilled, and I just wasted my time.
It's gonna feel for me. It's gonna feel like a waste of time. It's gonna feel like a mockery of something that I enjoy. Like, I mean, imagine imagine the first Avatar that came out how many years ago? When did the Avatar?
2012.
Okay, yeah, and so like
13 years ago.
imagine they never came out with Way of the Water, and 13 years later they come out with an Avatar film that's not made by James Cameron and made by someone who has no love for the original film, and they make it a mockery. That's what it feels like here. I'm just saying. I'm putting it into perspective for you how I feel.
I'm not gonna go too deep into that, but you're taking but you're taking like Avatar. That's such a vast world. I mean, so is Minecraft, but it's such a vast world with such a. I mean, like, okay, so like earlier, you said that Minecraft is an adventure. You know, anything can happen. Yeah, great. That makes it so much harder to make a film about it. When Avatar, you have a set story about a Marine whose brother was killed, take his place, falls in love with the Na'vi and with the tribes, and so I'm not gonna like go into it, but
True.
That I understand for comparison's sake.
Yeah,
but
I'm just saying for comparison. That's
I'd be upset.
the border of how I feel right
I'd
now.
be angry.
So, one more thing I want to talk about before we cut to our post reactions. It's called a Minecraft movie and not the Minecraft movie. What are the chances we get a sequel for this film?
I mean, we'll see how it lines up. I don't know what they would do.
There is a confirmed post-credit scene.
Oh, yeah. Well, last night was released, so I'm surprised I haven't seen any spoilers.
I've tried to stay off Instagram because my entire For You page recently has been this movie just because all the chicken jockey, flint and steel, all that stuff, you know? So anyways, that's one thing I wanted to put here is I think a Minecraft movie is not going to be the last Minecraft movie, and I have a feeling they're trying to set up a sequel. Now, will that sequel actually get passed through? Probably not, because this movie's probably going to flop.
Like 10 more years if it does.
Unfortunately. Maybe that movie ends up actually being good.
Probably not.
Anyways, we'll see you guys in our reaction to the movie. You said 6?
6 out of 10.
I'll give it a solid 4. All right. I wanna preface our reviews with saying that this is a kids movie, and it's made for children, and we knew that before going into it. But man, we did not know how much made for children it was gonna be. It's one of those movies that's like those kids movies that is just chaos for chaos sake, and for quick, easy laughs out of children. And the story, I think, changed like 4 times throughout the movie. And yeah, so prefacing this by saying it's a kids movie. If you're gonna take your kids, they'll probably like it and find it funny. Younger children will. It's not made for teenagers and adults at all, which we'll talk more about that later. But it was rough. You wanna start with your opening thoughts before I get into my stuff?
Yeah, I'm definitely more of a casual fan when it comes to anything Minecraft. I don't play the game like everyone else did and still does or whatever. But I mean, so I'm coming at this more from a film aspect, and I also just a viewer experiencing this in the theater. That experience was really ruined by a lot of I feel like 16, 17-year-olds that just wanted it to be, and I wasn't going in there searching for some like eye-opening experience, like I wasn't watching Interstellar or some shit like that, but I'm saying like, like this is still a movie I wanted to, try to enjoy, for the sake of it being a comedy, and I couldn't because it was just, the theater experience was terrible.
Yeah,
but even without that, the movie was all over the place. The dialogue didn't make any sense half the time. And 3 out of the 5 characters were just not interesting at all.
Yeah.
So.
Can you mute that?
No, it adds to the end games.
Oh, okay. Anyways. Yeah, the theater, that was one of the worst theater experiences I've ever had in a theater.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anything Jack Black said, everyone was like standing up and clapping and shouting. Like, I think I heard less than half of the movie after Jack Black got on screen because they would just stand up and scream at literally anything. Mm-hmm. And it was terrible. It's actually gotten so bad. I didn't tell you this before we started recording. It's gotten so bad that they've stationed police officers inside of screenings for the Minecraft movie, and they're kicking people out if they get too rowdy and not giving them refunds. Like, that's how ridiculous it's gotten.
It's kind of funny, though.
Honestly. It is kind of funny. Also, it's also crazy that this movie made $301 million opening weekend box office just in the U.S.
Is that bigger than Sonic?
I think so.
Any of them?
It's also one of Warner Brothers' biggest opening weekends for like a specific genre of movies.
What is that genre? Video game?
I think it's PG. Anyways, it was not a good movie. Like you said, most of the dialogue made 0 sense.
Mm-hmm.
Half the movie felt like it was written by AI. Like, there was some things Jack Black said where I was like, that wasn't even proper grammar.
Yep.
Like, and it wasn't like his, like, quirky, kind of funny, like, shortening words or, like, weird pronunciations. It was just completely incorrect grammar in, like, and I was like, this doesn't even make sense. And it was just such a bad experience in the theater alone. But I think the thing that was really unfortunate about it is so many people like me who grew up playing the game when it was announced 11 years ago, it was made to be like a teen movie already. And then somehow it got turned into a kids movie. So now all these people who grew up playing it went to go watch it, but it's made for younger kids and not teens. So all the people who grew up playing it don't get the same experience. The only redeeming factor I can think of for this movie is the fact that it's made for kids, because it will get kids to like go watch it or like watch the movie, which then in turn might get them to actually play the game. That's the only redeeming factor I can think of.
Well, I think that's conflict of interest, because you might like the movie, but the movie was nothing like the game. I mean, there was, that one kid, I don't know his name because he was so unimportant to me. He made, what was it, a hash brown launcher?
Yeah.
That's no thing, man.
No, that was also weird. I was like, I don't know why they let them just take random stuff from the overworld or the real world into Minecraft and make it.
Yep.
Because that makes no sense.
It was a badly written film, and it was a cash grab.
Yeah, it was definitely a cash grab.
It worked, but
that's one thing I will say. Like they turned down the Batman Beyond animated movie for this movie, and everyone made fun of them for that. But this movie made so much money that they probably made the right choice, which is crazy to say in hindsight.
No.
I'm saying from their point of view, money-wise, they made the right choice.
Yeah, still no.
I don't think the Batman Beyond movie would have made $301 million opening.
With the success of the Spider-Verse,
okay, I mean,
and most fans of Marvel being also fans of other comic entities like DC, are you kidding me? That a Batman Beyond animated movie would have, I have no doubt, almost doubled the Minecraft movie. I guarantee it.
All right.
I mean, that project would have been. Anyways, whatever.
Yeah, we're getting out of ourselves. I think the best part of the movie was Jason Momoa, and he only had like 4 or 5 funny lines or scenes, and that was it.
Well, it's because he was the only interesting character.
Yeah,
because he was the only one who had anything to win or lose.
Any
honestly.
sort of backstory, any sort of like anything. It was like his
any development at all. That was he was the only one that had it.
Like the little kids. Spoilers, obviously. The little kid's character. I mean, if you care, like he was bullied, and he gets back from the Minecraft world, and he wasn't bullied anymore. But there's no reason he shouldn't have been bullied anymore, just because the only thing he did was learn how to make an actual jetpack.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't, he wasn't the hero of anything, didn't save nobody, nothing like that.
And his sister didn't change at all.
Nope.
She's the exact same character at the start of the movie that she was at the end of the movie.
How old is she?
I don't know. And then the real estate agent, the only thing she got was the wolf from Minecraft, and then opened a petting zoo and quit her real estate job for some reason.
Yeah.
Steve went into the real world and became a rock star because it's Jack Black.
Yep.
That's one thing I saw. It was like the head directive of Mojang was like, this isn't your Steve, this isn't my Steve, this is Jack Black's Steve. And I was like, and that's where the movie went wrong. Like, why would you do that?
You give creative directive to a guy like Jack Black, you think it would go right. And, he said he put in like 1,000 hours on Minecraft, like during filming or whatever. So it's like, why was it so bad then?
I don't know. One thing I want to talk about is the downfall of Jared Hess. He directed Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre, which are both fairly funny movies, fairly good. I like to turn them on sometimes if I just want a funny movie to watch. He also directed this movie. How did he go from directing 2 like great comedy films to directing this monstrosity?
Jack Black.
Yeah, but I don't even think all of it was Jack Black's fault. Like, the rest of the script outside of Jack Black also didn't make any sense. It wasn't just his character.
It just moved too fast. There was too many noises. There was too much going on all the entire film. Just wasn't good.
Yeah, and like Jack Black's character, his whole motivation was to get his dog back. But then as soon as they were like, hey, no, don't worry about your dog. We can take down the piglins and it'll be fine. He was like, all right, screw that dog. Like,
yeah.
And I was like, there's no character development at all throughout the entire movie. Also, they set up a second movie. with the post-credit scene, and I'm like, why?
What was that scene?
It was where Steve meets Alex,
Oh,
like the female from the original. Why? Why did they set up a second movie?
See, I don't know who Alex is.
It's the red-haired green shirt girl. There was like back when Minecraft first came out, there was only 2 characters you could pick from. It was Steve and Alex. I think they're based off of like developers. Anyways, yeah, it wasn't a good movie as far as for like adults or teenagers. Kids would probably like it because it was just like random comedy and random jokes and chaos throughout the entire film.
Yeah.
Other than that, also, they honored Technoblade in the movie, which I think we talked about this before we went and saw it because we'd already known about that. That was the only part of the movie that I was like, okay.
That was cool, but there was nothing else that I was...
It was a 10-second, if even, thing.
Yeah, like 4 seconds.
Yeah. And there was like, in that auction scene, I didn't realize it when we were watching it because there was so much going on, but there were like 4 or 5 Minecraft YouTubers that were like the people at that auction that are like really big YouTubers.
Yeah, I don't even remember the auction scene you're talking about. I have no idea.
It's at the very beginning of the game where he goes to look for that Atari.
Okay.
And he gets the cube thing. Yeah. Yeah. It was a disappointing film and a waste of money and a waste of time and extremely stressful because that theater environment was just so bad.
Yeah. I mean, there's good environment, like No Way Home.
Yeah.
That was a good environment. People knew when to cheer, when not to cheer.
Not to cheer for too long so you can still hear the dialogue.
Yep. And you can see moments in films like in Endgame where directors know people are going to react. So like in Endgame when Cap recalls Mjolnir and he catches it, he doesn't go catch and then right back into it. He catches it and he holds for a minute.
Yeah.
So directors know, fans are going to go absolutely crazy right here. Let's give them like 2 seconds to, just to do that.
But this movie, there was no reason for fans to do that at all.
Yeah, so there wasn't that.
So there wasn't that pause, but fans did it.
Anyways.
And then you just couldn't hear like 10 seconds of dialogue.
Exactly.
And it was just...
It was bad.
Yeah. Like, I don't think I would have enjoyed the movie more if it was a better environment, but that environment made it worse.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Like,
which was hard to do.
Yeah. It was rough. Like, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. It's probably gonna be a short episode because there's not much to talk about other than the fact that it was just a bad movie.
Yeah, there's no substance to go over. There's no what could they do better. It was just bad.
There was like a couple, like I said, there's a couple funny parts with Jason Momoa because like there's that one moment where he accidentally hits the creeper and he's like, "Oh, I'm so," and then it just blows up. He had a couple like one-off jokes that were for adults and stuff that were.
I mean people definitely knew that, or directors knew that, older people were going to watch this movie. Like, they knew
and
that.
they still made it for kids.
Yeah, they still made it just... I mean, you don't see, shows like Paw Patrol, that's for kids, obviously.
Yeah.
They're not making a Paw Patrol movie to put in theaters.
Well, they did. I mean, it was for the children. There is a Paw Patrol 1.5 hour long movie that was in theaters.
How long was it in theaters for?
Like 3 months. My younger sister.
They don't do it often. Okay? They don't do it often.
But on that same token, there's shows like Bluey, which is like a world-renowned show for how good it is for both for kids, teens, and parents to watch because they put enough stuff in it for it to be enjoyable for all ages, to the point where like pretty much everyone can enjoy it. And they just didn't do that with this movie. And they could have done that if they really wanted to. They just chose not to. And I think that's what the biggest problem was. Like, for me, watching it, it felt like it was just mocking the game. Every time Jack Black said, something from the game, in the clips I saw, it was funny. Watching it in context felt like it was just, mocking and making fun of Minecraft. And I was like, that's not cool. We have this game that's a cult classic game that so many people love, and you're just making a movie just for money and no actual reason for it to be made.
I mean, they just want to get something out, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, as much as the movie sucked, it is still a miracle that we even got it because it was announced 11 years ago.
Yeah, but that's the same miracle as like, you know, a mom can't get pregnant and then she gives birth to like a disabled baby. It's like, hey, I got it, but it's kind of bad.
I don't think we can say that.
Nah, I did. Because that's the best comparison I had in my head in the moment.
That's awful. Anyways, I don't know. It should have just been canceled. It should have never gotten put through.
I won't go watch the second one if there is one.
No, I won't either.
Yeah.
I won't waste my money on it. I probably won't even watch it if it comes to streaming. I probably
I'll check in on it, but I mean, like, I haven't watched Craven still.
I haven't either because it was so bad.
I don't want them to do disservice to my boy like that.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate
My
because
king.
what's his name? Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Hot.
He's a great actor, but apparently that movie was terrible.
Sexy.
Anyways,
It's Sony. Anything Sony's gonna suck now.
pretty much except for Spider-Verse, hopefully.
I don't know how they'd fumble that bag. I have no idea. I mean, they're gonna spend 5 years on the movie, so
Yeah.
it's like, how do you make it? Because Across came out what 2022, 23.
No, I think not 24. No, wait. Maybe 23.
I can't look it up because of that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Anyways. Yeah, it was just a cash grab. It's a kid's movie. There's no substance to it at all. I don't really know if there's anything else.
I mean, was it fun at some points? Yeah, but you can only have so much fun and still get a good experience watching a movie. So
Yeah.
it was too fun in a bad way.
Yes. It felt like watching Zoolander 2, if you've ever seen that movie. It's just chaotic, unnecessary, sometimes makes no sense jokes just for comedy's sake.
Yep.
Just because they wanted the sequel. And this movie, unnecessary, chaotic, jokes that make no sense just because they wanted a Minecraft movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same area, which some people like Zoolander 2. I think it's a terrible movie, but yeah, I don't think there's much more to say on this. There's probably gonna be a really short episode because I think our first recording was only like 20 something minutes.
How long is this one?
16 right now.
You get almost a 40-minute episode. That's over 40 minutes. Yeah, you'd be all right.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. It'll just probably be one of our shorter episodes.
Yeah, they will.
Which
Good.
was probably expected because it's a Minecraft movie.
Yeah, good. Get it over with.
Yeah. Anyways, I know we gave our predictions before we went and saw it. Your rating was a 6 and mine was a 4. What's your
No, mine was lower than that.
No, yours was a 6. Mine was a 4.
Yeah, mine's like a 0.8, like a 0.08 now.
Really?
Or like less than 1. Yeah. It was bullshit.
Yeah, I'd probably give it like a 0.5 or maybe a 1.
Yeah, it was bull. It was stupid.
Yeah. It's just getting a 1 for the Technoblade reference. That's it. That's the only reason. Anyways, that was disappointing and an unfortunate experience that I never want to have in the theater again. So, I hope you guys enjoyed listening or watching, whichever one you did. Check out our previous podcast if you haven't already. It's about Doomsday.
The cast of Doomsday.
Yeah, among a few other things. But check it out. New episode coming out next week talking about Daredevil Born Again. Which is it's an interesting topic. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.